What's up, family? So finally got the setup all done. Now I'm able to broadcast and share some of the work that I've been doing over the last probably, I don't know, 30 plus days with in terms of this algorithm trading. So long story short, majored in finance back at Howard, graduated in '09. I came out of school. I was in school. I took a class called technical analysis. That really opened up my eyes to the world of trading. I didn't learn about trading while I was in school, unfortunately, although I did have a roommate at one point, shout out to Dom, who had a Series 3 license. This dude was a beast. He actually won, or I'll just say he played, as I don't remember, but he placed high in the School of Business Stock Market Challenge. So my man knew what he was doing. So long story short, I've been surrounded around people who could trade, and then so coming out of school, I traded forex. Shout out to my buddy Benoit in DC for like a year and some change. So took a break from trading. And let me rewind real quick. So while I was in school, I think my freshman year, I bought my first stock. I had at the time a share builder account. I think they got bought up by ING, who eventually got bought up by Capital One. So now I trade with Schwab, Robinhood, and Interactive Brokers. But anyway, all right. So what I've been doing is first thing before I started building anything, I had been trading personally covered calls. And so I got back into trading or reintroduced myself to trading options. So I had been exposed to it a little bit, but I don't know, it just seemed kind of confusing at the time. But fast forward, watched videos on YouTube, did some paper trading, and then I was like, all right, let me start to really do this. So bought some stocks and companies in lots of 100, and I was able to start doing covered call strategies. From there, I opened up a Robinhood account, and then I started doing put credit strategies and call credit strategies. So really just learning different types of strategies when trading options and how to make money. Then I came across this guy named Ross Cameron on YouTube. Some of you may have heard of him or watched some of his videos, but he is a momentum trader and a very successful one at that. Unfortunately, his platform that he charges for is a little bit above what I'm able to pay for. And so, but he's, very generous. He talks about, he has recap videos and talks about his trading strategy, right? He's not secretive about it. He's very public about it. And he puts it out there, right? So essentially, AI comes out and I'm like, okay, let's figure out how we can take this information, take information from other traders, from books, from all types of research papers, different quant firms, just any of and all type of information. So we did that. Then we pulled in data or live market data from Alpaca API as well as Interactive Brokers. And so putting all this together, now I'm going to share my screen. I was able to build, let me show you this first. All right. So I was able to not do that. That might be a little small, so let me blow it up a little bit. So I was able to build this. And what this is a mission control that helps me manage and see all the different strategies that we're running. And it gives me a quick snapshot when I first go to it. So these are the actual strategies. Each tile represents a strategy. And if you look at the text below the title, you can see the different criteria in which the different strategies execute. So there are different gates every day that starting at 7 a.m. that these tiles or strategies look at, and when their gates are checked off one by one, then they will automatically enter trade. And I have built-in trail stops to make sure that we lock in profit as well as mitigate any losses if the trade goes against us. So far, I'll be honest, and actually, this is a better view of it. We've taken a lot of losses and we've had some wins. So the best strategy, if you can see here, are the 0-day Qs and 0-day SPYs. That's or SPX, excuse me. That has been the most consistent. I like to use the analogy of baseball, single hit, right? Every day it's coming in, and I'll give you a view of it. So since July 27th, these are live trades. This is paper trading, but it's actually trading live with the market. And so we're booking profit every day, every day, every day, every day. Then by August 11th, we had an expiration that went against us, only $7. However, by the time we make it to August 14th and 17th, we took 2 losses in a row, consecutive days back to back. So from there, I said, hey, this strategy's been going great. I don't want, I want to mitigate any type of losses. So I built in a mechanism that will basically sell back the contract. And so we won't hold the contract if it looks like it'll look at the value of the contract within the last 15 minutes of the close of the stock market. So 345. And from there, it'll determine whether it needs to hold on to it, sell it, or do some other type of, well, actually, that's the only 2 options, is to hold on to it or sell it. So that's it. So since then, we've been back in the profits consecutively. What's that? 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so this strategy, like I said, I literally have programmed this to run every day without me having to touch it. Right now, it's in the cloud. I've worked out a lot of bugs. So there are some days where, as I was building this, the gateway went down or it lost connection. My computer might have fallen asleep. So since then, I've been waking up. In the past, I was waking up at like, I don't know, 6:30 a.m. just to make sure that we could get the pre-market and to catch anything. So from there, like I said, we're fine tuning, and now we're collecting data going forward. Everything has been back tested. In fact, let me take a step back. All of these strategies that you see here were back tested first before we actually created the algorithm that would trade them automatically. So the goal ultimately, and you'll see here, this is a mock-up, is to create an application that talks to your broker. Right now, we're only doing interactive brokers because that is what AI told us was the easiest way to do what we're building, or the best platform to use for what we're building. And so it syncs with interactive brokers. You deposit, let's just say $500 in interactive brokers. You pull up our app. Actually, let me see if I can start it over. Okay. So we first get to the app. You're going to activate it, right? You'll either have a code or file. Okay, boom. Then the next thing you're going to do is, let me pull this over here. So interactive brokers has 2 applications. One is just the gateway. The other one is the actual trading workstation. So you may be familiar with Schwab. It's like having Thinkorswim up versus. I can show you what the gateway looks like. Actually, this is the gateway. So instead of just having this, the trader workstation, of course, shows you the charts and everything. But the gateway is just that simple screen, and allows you to connect to your account that way. So you can select the option there, make sure that you have read only selected, on or off, but must be off for the bridge to place orders. Otherwise, it's just going to do paper trading. So for just starting out, you'll turn it on because we want to test the connection. Okay, we're connected. Hit continue. And now from here, you just select the different strategies. So like I said, the best one that has shown to be 85% accurate. The highest one, that is the Qs, 0 day days to expiration. So that is selected on. Hit continue. Put in your max risk per trade. So we have it on the default of 250 to 750. You can basically risk as little as $100 or, of course, as much as you want. So I'll just leave the default on there for right now, and then save. And then from there, and the default is to trade in paper mode until you want to go live. Because listen, you can take my word for it, of course, but the proof is in the actual results. And I understand that. But just know that the other, and this is the mock-up, of course, so you wouldn't be seeing these other trades unless you had those actual strategies turned on. But this is what you would see if you did have those strategies turned on. Sometimes the scanner is live, right? So sometimes trades are blocked, sometimes they're skipped, and sometimes they are filled. If they are blocked, that means that it didn't meet the criteria. If it's skipped, it means maybe that it was an outdated signal. So it may have seen the signal and given the entry at a certain price, specific price. And by the time it reached the broker, it was too late. So it just canceled the order, which is a good thing. And then, of course, if it's filled, means everything, all the boxes checked off, and it executed the order. So, yeah. So that's essentially the app. So, I don't know. For the remaining time, it is Friday, 10:40. What I'm going to do, I've already reviewed the outcomes for the day. Like I said, I know this is the strongest strategy here. The second strongest strategy is SPX 0 days, although this last one was a doozy that took 160. But as you can see here, the assignment was avoided, so it would have been even more devastating to the account had we actually taken assignment, which of course we don't want to do. After that, the best momentum stocks trade or strategies trade at about 53%. It's been as high as 56%. This one as well. I'm trying to get it. The target is 68 to for every 3 trades, the best 2 out of 3 will win, which is our target, right? You can put different requests into AI, and it will tell you that while your target may be high, let's say 80-90%, right? That sounds great. It wouldn't be consistent. So the key is to try to find a balance of the win rate percentage or probability percentage in balance with the return or yield / profit loss. This Ross Pure, this was more profitable. And I will also say that this was our worst week as well too. We took a heavy loss really off of just one trade, options trade, which we have since corrected. So yeah, my mission control, which you're looking at, this started off actually being a mission control for content creation, but since I've been trading, I have since kind of tweaked it, and I'm still in the middle of kind of going through it and making sure that it has everything that I need going forward to kind of manage this platform, which work in progress name is called Liftwise Bridge. So I'm just going through, I guess I can kind of explain on each one. So the dashboard, like I said, is kind of a quick snapshot of everything that's happening trading wise. Intel gives me news and information. These are the different sources here. Test strategies. I'm still working on this. I want to be able to log in remotely anywhere and test strategies through going through the website. Ideas. This is a place to keep notes. I have to add the database because I definitely added an idea and it's not showing up. So I know that somewhere something got disconnected because I'm not able to save ideas. Command center, this will eventually be an area where I can have agents and see the different flows or loops that I have them doing different work. Quant gives me an overview of a week's worth overview of what the market is doing based off of different signals. So whether that is forex, indexes, ETFs, and some of the biggest companies in different industries. Then we have the prediction markets. I have Kalshi API built in, and this has been really good. Actually, I'm going to check my Kalshi account because I think I want to trade, but it's not settling. And I don't know why. So I put $10 in, and I want to see how high I could take it. I'm just basically taking high probability, earning like 5% a day. If you compound 5% every trading day, that comes out to about 165%. Not bad. Compounding works. All right, today was 3.13%. Not bad. Okay. Well, yeah, so there's a lot of data, of course, that the Fed puts out about different prints, whether that's CPI, economic data, oil prices. And so, again, we can utilize all the information that's currently out there and have AI automatically trade on our behalf. I'm not sitting in front of a computer daily looking these things up. I tell them get where to find this information, pulling it in through APIs, giving it the strategies in which to use that information to place highly probable successful trades. So not necessarily the precise answer to a trade. So for instance, if it's like, will gas be higher than 86? I don't need to, get the exact number, right? So if through the data I see it's definitely looking like it's going to be like 84, then anything below 84 is a correct answer. If the forecast is 84 and it ends up being, let's say, plus or minus 1, that's where that standard deviation, that is essentially what you want to not bet against, but take into consideration when you're thinking about probability. It's the same thing with options trading. Like you're looking for a delta of like 0.2, 0.3. That's essentially saying like you have 80% or 70% chance of that trade landing in your favor. Now, of course, that options contract is going to be priced accordingly as well too, because one's taking on more risk than the other. But if you're willing to risk that extra 10% versus just being okay with that 80%, you're like, it's just not worth it to me. So I'd rather look for consistent home runs, and that is the name of the game. Okay, well, that's it. That's enough talking. Let's see, we're 18 minutes in. I think I'm only going to do like, for the first one, maybe like 30 minutes. I don't know. Starting to get parched. Okay, I did bring water. Thank God. All right. So the first thing is, let's just fix the app, right? So one of the things in using Claude Code or any AI is being able to run it locally. So as you see here, this is Claude Code. Like if I opened up a new terminal and typed in Claude, let me make this bigger. This is Claude. Now, most of you either use Claude inside of a browser or use the application, desktop application. The difference is this Claude Code that you see up here, when you click that tab, you're inside of a sandbox, right? So when it publishes things, it may make it an artifact unless you go into the settings and give it a different path to host your projects. But by default, you're kind of confined into that sandbox. So the benefits of being able to run Claude directly on your desktop are that it's more powerful. It can do more things, right? So I can bring in MCPs, CLIs, APIs. These are all different ways to connect to outside sources, and then push these things to, let's say, a repository like GitHub, as well as my own server where this website is hosted. And if you're looking for a place to publish your own projects, let me point you to Katika Web Services. That is Katika, KATIKAWS.com. You can start out with a free account. And yes, this does, start out with a free account. And we also do sell domains as well as email. So you can start out with a project, and then when you want to get more serious with it, add your domain, add your email with it, and now you have a real business. But also you can have a you can call it sandbox, or a production or a development space to put your projects that are living locally on your computer, right? So KatikaWS.com, Katika Web Services. All right, so today I'm still updating the app. And so I am building the app locally in here. And I'm going through each page one by one. So the next thing I need to do is take a screenshot. You guys can't see everything. Okay, take a screenshot. My screen's really big. It's like 34 inches. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Bang, copy that, paste it into Claude. And the next update I need to tell it to do, I'm going to give it a couple things. I know you're not supposed to do that, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm trying to make this window a little bit smaller so we can kind of fit everything. Okay. So what I'm going to have it do is, first thing, at the top, when you select the stop all kill switch, it doesn't toggle to start back up, right? It just stays at stop all kill switch. So I'll show you. If I hit it, it stopped it, but it still has stop all kill switch. That should change to start paper trading or something like that. The second thing I noticed was, after you get to this screen, so this is like the live screen or live paper screen. There's no way to go back to select or edit or change your inputs, right? So that daily loss budget or what you're willing to place per bet, there's nowhere to edit that. So I need to have a button that either goes back, or after you stop the trading, allows you to edit. So we'll add that. Third thing, this is dummy data. We need to make this live data. So if I didn't select those other two options, then their data shouldn't be in here. And then let's see, papers, simulated fields only, nothing on the screen. So this is showing disclosures. That's fine. Although I don't think it should live there. I think it should be somewhere else. Maybe in the top left we make a menu, or the top right we make a menu, and push this over. Actually, yeah, that's probably, I don't know. I'll ask AI, get us a opinion. Review before going live. Okay, so this is where you go live. And these are the disclosures. So you check all those, type go live, and then you can go live. I'm not going to hit that. Actually, I'm going to hit it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with this page and then I'll do the next page. So start with the first one. After selecting the stop all kill switch button should second thing I'm saying, there's no mechanism to edit your budget once you leave the, I can't remember what that screen is. So let's go to design. Then we're going to go to, so the design for the app was done in Claude Design. This is it. Let me see, what is that page called? Set your risk limit. Okay, so I just wanted to see what that name of that page was called. Let's go back to code. To edit, let's leave the risk limit page. And make sure the data that appears in the signal log corresponds to the strategy that was selected. Now that's going to take a little minute. I didn't want to give it a whole bunch of stuff, but those three things are kind of low hanging fruit. I think the toggle button, that's simple. Edit button to go back to the previous page, that's pretty simple. And the data from the signal log, that's pretty simple. So let's wait for it to do that. And we have to have an ability to go back for settings. So we need a settings page. Space, we need a menu. We should create a menu in the top left. I'm gonna say top left. I don't know why I'm so torn about this. Like, I know most menus. Let me open. Where's my Thinkorswim? I'm gonna open Thinkorswim because we're not about to reinvent the wheel. I don't know. We're getting close to 30 minutes. What kind of fast? Log in on the separate screen. Don't trust y'all niggas. All right, send a text message. Bing. All right. Okay. See, this was throwing me off because I know in Thinkorswim, you have menus here, but I'm so used to clicking on. So you have setup, chat room support. The menu's on the right side, kind of. So let's see. I think I'm gonna push this to the left and make the menu on the right. All right, yeah. Let's take a quick peek at what the scanner was seeing today. This is crazy. Look at this. 4,500%, 4,000%. Ooh, these Jones were gapping. E-Lab, I remember seeing that. Yeah, these are big gaps. There is a regular looking one. So, let me see. That is 1 o'clock on 7. Oh, my 4-hour chart. Let me go to 15-hour chart. Today's the 21st. So that's 9:30. So yeah, it took off. Pulled back. Probably would have got in here. What's that? 125. Rode it up. High was 180. Yeah. 125 to 180. Not that huge move. RSI was off the hook. MACD. Yeah, as soon as you saw that crossover, it was about to die. But then it popped back up. Interesting. So it started losing momentum, but then popped back up. It's never easy. Never easy. So yeah, that was the other motivation. Like, while it's fun to draw support lines, resistance lines, and, read charts, and that shit is stressful. And then what you find is people will start chasing money and just totally throw their trading strategy out the window. Like, they'll be taught the basics of how to structure a proper trading strategy, but when you start taking losses, or like you need money for rent or some type of bill, those charts start to look real funny. You start to see stuff that's not there. So that's another reason why this Liftwise bridge solution kind of gives you peace of mind, because one, the strategy is proven. It's been back tested and forward tested, and it's showing 86% probability of winning. Secondly, doesn't require a lot of money. And then lastly, it literally prints just about every day. It's been maybe a few days out of the month that it didn't have all the gates checked off. But outside of that, trying to tell y'all, lock in, start following me, like and subscribe. This will be available, but I think before I try to monetize this fully, the initial people who follow me, who support this, you're going to just maybe have a either a crazy discount, maybe I'll fork it to you in GitHub, or maybe just hit you with a one-time fee, because this is definitely going to be a monthly fee. If you're making close to $1,000 a month, can I get like $50? Like, is that a nice trade-off? Just saying. A lot of hard work and hours went into this. A lot of sleep was lost. So, all right, let's go to edit. And we're going to say, let's create a menu in the top right. We can put those options there, as well as the disclosure and about information. No, I kind of want to be able to click on that daily loss budget button or area. Let me see. So we click edit, goes back here. All right, the max daily loss and the max risk per trade. Also, I want some dollar signs. Okay, so on your limits, please include dollar signs in front of the amounts. Okay. I don't know if I like this plus sign in the corners thing. This was done by Claude by default. I kind of yeah. I don't think I like it. I don't think I like it. Okay, I may make the text bigger. Also, if you guys have any suggestions on um, one any strategies you think we should back test and add to this, and secondly, maybe we'll do like some type of profit sharing on that. So slide in DM, and then secondly, if you have any suggestions for the design or build for this, throw it my way. And if somebody wants to design the logo, take care of you. Otherwise, AI will make it. There's a website. What's it called? Design AI design or maybe it's design.com. I think it's design.com. All right. What if we put in? What did I say it was called? Liftwise. Algo Trader. Yeah, let's call it Liftwise. Of course, I spelled algorithm wrong. Stop. Algo Trader. It's got the word lift, so of course they put actual jacks and lifts. All right, so I don't even know what went on there. Let's go back here. Are we done with those updates? So this is using React, and I built a couple different things on with Claude Code. Kanye had a stem player that came out. Remember this? Well, the website absolutely sucked. It was a browser website. That's how you would have to do updates for this. So essentially, I connected a USB C cord to that, connected to my Mac Mini, and then used Claude Code to build my own stem player app to be able to manage the songs that I put on and off of there. So that really opened up my eyes to the ability for Claude Code to program hardware, how to do that. I built a healthcare app that connects to different medical devices, such as like a Bluetooth thermometer, a glucometer, blood pressure cuff, weight scale. That's one more. And I say glucometer. Which one am I missing? I don't know. But there's 5 devices that it connects to. Oh, the pulse, blood pressure, or the what do you call it? Pulse ox. Yeah, that's what it's called. All right. So now, let's see. So Claude said good call, and it fixes the same class of bug for channels. Blah blah blah. Build it now that about screen. Okay, I don't see the menu. Okay, I think this is the latest ones. So I didn't realize it's um, keeping each iteration open. So in the doc, I've got to now close these so I don't lose track of which one I'm using. Okay, let's go back. Different machine. That activation was issued from a different machine license or tied to the machine there. Right to us to move yours. Well, that mechanism's working. So basically, not let me reuse the license. So I gotta tell Claude I need a new license file. It's saying the old one is tied to a different machine. All right. Well, it's gonna do its thing. The other thing that is kind of annoying to me, I don't know, it's kind of a little. You see how it keeps creating a sidebar because the content is appearing below the default size of this window. So it's little things like that that annoy me. I don't have to scroll to see the information, and it should be just visible on the screen. Oh, you're big. Oh my goodness. And I still had to go back and watch Formula One. Formula One is back. Thank God. Jesus. Pretty sure Kimi is going to win the championship. Lewis will probably. I don't know if he's going to get second. I think he's going to get top three. George kind of showed something, even though I didn't see the races or practices this weekend. I did see on Twitter that I think he won the sprint or the sprint pole because tomorrow's the sprint. So who knows? He might be, back in shape. What I still think Kimi's going to win it, and McLaren they got their car together. So it's honestly it's really for the entertainment's going to be between second and third place for the driver's championship, or for the end. Mercedes, if their engine doesn't come together, Ferrari may end up winning the constructors or McLaren because, like I said, they are coming from the wings. But either way, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun season. Second half of the season to watch. All right, so Claude is working on that. In the meantime, something happened. Also, the military time. I don't know if you know what. I'm going to by default put it to regular time, but and I'll have an option in the drop down menu in the settings if people want to change it to military time. When I work with Claude Code for trading things, for some reason, not for some reason, probably because trading is done all throughout the world, and so it's probably easier for it to, by default, print things in military time. Okay, I got a new key. pasted. Activate. Let's activate from file. User J Coles. Left wise activation. Oh my god. Let me take this out. Dog. And this is the part that people don't see. The bugs, the iteration, the persistence and perseverance that you have to have when building things with Claude, especially complicated things, because shit like this happens. All right. The new license file. Isn't working, my boy. All right, I did say I was going to do something with this. So let's go back over here. So this is the loss for today. But prior to this week, we were doing all right. We had some blue days. That's Sunday, Saturday, another blue day. We were doing all right. But this past week, and what's funny is last week was 47% wins, and this week was 52 or 6. But like I said, these days it was really just one big loss. Like, look, if we take that 18 out, this is actually a positive day, up like 500. Yeah, that's kind of a mixed day. And then, okay. I don't know which one's the latest one. There's too many, and they all look alike. Okay, this one says set up, so I'm gonna assume. Actually, let me click this out of this one. This one. Okay. All right. So like I was saying, back over here. Oh Jesus Christ! Why does that keep popping up? Let's put that there. All right. Track record. Let me see. We're building up. Then we had a bad week. 6 out of the 10 strategies. Qs are the best. This is the momentum. This is stocks basically just trading all day. 53% win. This is 92%. That's 87. So these are the best ones. Momentum scalping. That's 54. This is 56. This one's better, of course. So yeah, one thing I do want to do is get with somebody who trades futures. Most of the back tests that I've done futures have not come back with positive results. So again, if you are out there and you see what I'm doing and you'd like to get down with the team, hit me up, slide a DM. Not crazy, pretty even kill guy. Just trying to make money and help other people make money. That's it. So, okay. So this is one thing I need to do. So you can, I just want to show you one example of me using the terminal while editing this. So, let me click that off, click that off, click that off. And this is the gateway that runs through a script. All right. So one thing I wanted to do is make this area collapsible. because it's just making a really, really, really long list. So what I'm gonna do right now, I do need to do that. Lexicon, memory, docs. Actually, we need to remove docs. API key. Okay, here's the API keys that I use. So FMP, Kalshi, Interactive Brokers, Alpaca. Then I have my own key. So that's how I built essentially these trading strategies. And then you can see it skips them. It'll flag if it's a win or loss. If it voids it out, reconciles. If it's the alert's too old, so it gives a detailed synopsis as to what happened with that ticker when the scanner hit it. And we also have a news catalyst as one of the gates to execute certain trades on some strategies. Do have that ability. All right, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I'm sorry. Did say I don't know. I think I'm sleepy. It's 11:18. It was a long week. I just want to do one update that I had written down somewhere because I have a whole list of things that I did say I wanted to update. And of course, I don't have the paper. You know what? Maybe I'm kind of hungry. I had bought some chicken earlier. Still crispy too. That might have been it. All right. So, excuse me. One of the things I said I wanted to be able to collapse these, make like an accordion. I just think it's going to take a little while. And I'm like, not trying to stay on here anymore. I'm trying to play some Dragon Ball Z and then watch Formula One. Yeah, because I'll just watching me scroll up and down. You know, I ain't trying to watch that. Trying to think, is there anything else I can say about? Okay, maybe I can do this. Because somebody did send me some information about a trading strategy. Shout out to Kimmy. They sent me these things to take a look at. Okay, so this is what I would tell Claude. Let's explore strategies utilizing menu version and features. Review this link. This is the link that she sent me. Copy to develop a strategy that you can backtest, try, NQ, and other features that you think would qualify for this study. We are aiming for a probability of 66.67% accuracy. All right, so now what Claude is going to do is it's going to use Alpaca to pull in historical data. Now, because I've used this API so many times, I basically have a local version of all that data, so it doesn't take as long. But that's essentially what it does. So that is a paid API. They have a free version, but the free version is limited to the amount of information that you can get, how many years you can go back, and the type of information. So I paid a couple weeks ago to get access to more information. And as I'm saying, these are the little things that people don't talk about when developing product strategies. Like, there is groundwork, there is investment that goes into these things. So when you see people charge for things, it's like, hey, between the hours of working on these things, the sleep deprivation, uh, money expense for servers, for licenses to Claude, it's a lot. It's a lot. Um, but yeah, still don't want to charge a bunch for this though. Like I said, it's for everyday people. If you're a barber, if you're a Uber driver, or any type of gig worker, teacher, anybody. Not a lot of people have time to sit in front of a computer to learn about trading or how to make money from it, and having a 401k or 403b just ain't cutting it anymore. So if this platform gives people the ability to earn a little extra money, we're talking, just from the studies that I did, off of the roughly 30 days of trading for that one strategy, it's roughly $65 a month. Actually, I can just show you the study, or maybe I'll show you it on the next video. But it's roughly $65 a trade. If you do that over a year, including drawdowns and losses, that's roughly like $10,000 to $12,000 a year. Just literally putting roughly about $100 to $500 into account, and clicking a button and letting it trade for you. Never have to open a graph, chart, never have to look at a candlestick, none of that. So yeah, this is the power of AI. This is literally leveling the playing field. So this is going to run. And so you can see what it's doing though. It's really going out, looking for information. It says one thing to flag before I start because it shapes the whole test. 66.671 rate is only meaningful paired with a reward with risk. Break even at 2.3 actually is exactly 0.5 R. So 16 letters is less than 0.5 R. One loses money. Your own RME grid found every high win rate config had the worst edge. I'll target the win rate you asked for, but report expectancy alongside it. Let me pull futures. So I'm just going to say find the optimal win rate in correlation with the reward risk. All right. So, and that's going to be my first stream. That's a wrap. I appreciate y'all for checking in. Didn't want to drag on too long. I think I'm close to like an hour. Actually, I'm just coming up on an hour. So got like 40 seconds. So I'm gonna let it go. But yeah, this was fun. Definitely going to do more. I'm still getting used to how to do this. Even like this lower thirds took me like a day to figure out how to do properly. And so definitely will be putting out more content. I want to share more projects that I'm working on right now. Like I said, this is the first project only because this is one that is something that the masses can use, right? Everybody needs more money. So if this application can help put more money in more people's pockets, that's what I'm going to do. Other projects like the healthcare app, Black Business Directory, um, what else did I have? HBCU video game. It's coming. It's coming. We got a lab. This is my lab. So appreciate you guys for checking in. Officially hit an hour on my first stream. Go Birds. Oh, I got it covered. Go Birds. And I'll see y'all later. As what I say on my other platform on Instagram, thanks for watching.